All right, welcome to the Tactical Briefing, guys. Today, we're unpacking a concept from international lifestyle strategist Guy Gambit, a little something he calls Zipcodemaxxing. Look, I'm going to show you exactly why your physical location is literally the ultimate operational tool for leveling up your social and romantic life. Think of this as your classified dossier. If you've been out there grinding, trying to improve your game, your riz, building up your overall value, but you just feel like you keep hitting this invisible wall, you need to pay attention to this. Your geography is not just some minor background detail. It is the definitive key to unlocking the advanced level. So, let's dive right in.
Here is the Intel dossier for today. We're running through 4 distinct phases. Section 1 is the death of the old you. Section 2 covers the ultimate honest signal. Section 3 is all about designing your high-value zone. And finally, Section 4 gives us some field intel from Washington, D.C.
Okay, Phase 1. Death of the old you.
So, Guy Gambit actually came up with this whole concept while he was literally globetrotting, running operations from Saigon over to LA and then to DC. And he had this massive realization. If you're an intermediate social artist, meaning, you've learned the basics of game, relationship management, and self-improvement, you literally have to completely transform to hit that advanced level. And I mean a total transformation across your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your purpose. As Gambit puts it perfectly, you have to let the old you die. You simply cannot cling to the guy you were when you first figured out the basics. That outdated version of yourself, honestly, it's a massive liability in the field now.
I mean, just look at the stark reality of your past versus what your future actually requires. Imagine the sheer friction of living in some broken-down basement apartment in the worst neighborhood in town. You're a 45-minute slog from the actual nightlife, literally sweating over gas money for a beat-up 2002 Nissan. Right? How on earth are you supposed to operate like an international playboy when your own environment is constantly draining your energy and killing your confidence? Newsflash, you can't. Now compare that to the upwardly mobile reality of the advanced level. You're actively designing a lifestyle of self-actualization and high status. You need optimal logistics to match your new value. Your environment has to serve your mission, not sabotage it.
And that brings us to an absolutely undeniable law of social dynamics, summed up by a single number, 5. We've all heard it, you are the sum of your 5 closest friends. Well, guess what? If your immediate neighbors are broke, unmotivated, and low status, you are going to permanently plateau exactly where you are. To break through, you absolutely must surround yourself with high-value peers. And the fastest, most brutal, and honestly, most effective way to upgrade your circle, live exactly where they live. You force the evolution by dropping yourself right into their ecosystem.
Moving on to Phase 2, the ultimate honest signal. Let's dig into the psychology here.
To really grasp the underlying strategy of location, we have to understand how your zip code acts as a massive psychological beacon. The core concept here is the honest signal. Now, in evolutionary psychology, an honest signal is a costly, hard-to-fake indicator of your overall socio-economic status. Look, anyone can rent a flashy watch for a night or buy a knockoff designer shirt to fake a weekend of luxury. But your neighborhood, the high-rise lease, or the mortgage in your name, that is undeniable. It dictates your whole lifestyle, your daily habits, and crucially, your logistics for meeting high-value women. Women intuitively trust this signal because it literally cannot be faked. It tells them instantly and accurately exactly where you rank in the social hierarchy.
All right, Phase 3, designing your high-value zone.
So, what exact logistical parameters actually make an area an optimal base of operations? Think of this as your personal scouting checklist. First off, you need a massive walkability score. You must be just steps away from premium day game and night game venues, high-end housing, and top-tier gyms. If you have to hop in a car and drive 30 minutes just to find the action, your logistics are totally dead on arrival. Second, you have to look at the demographics. You are targeting zones absolutely filled with wealthy, young, upwardly mobile professionals or culturally dialed-in hipsters. You literally must place yourself directly in the current of high-value social traffic, surrounded by the exact kind of people you want to be associating with.
Now let's be real for a second and acknowledge the reality on the ground. The financial cost to access these premium zip codes, it's going to be abnormally high. But hey, that is exactly what makes it an honest signal in the first place. Do not let the price tag lock you out of the game. If you have to get roommates, get roommates. Honestly, sharing rent in a Tier 1 zip code is a perfectly acceptable, highly strategic, tactical compromise. The square footage of your bedroom is basically irrelevant. Securing that zip code and those flawless logistics is everything. Remember, you aren't just buying space, you are buying access, networking, and proximity.
Which brings us to Phase 4, Field Intel, looking specifically at Washington, D.C.
Let's open up the dossier on a live case study to see what this looks like in the real world. First up in DC, we have the Wharf. It's this posh riverwalk packed with high-end restaurants, nightlife, and concerts, extremely high value. Next is the Wilson and Clarendon Boulevard corridor over in Arlington. Gambit notes this area is an absolute gold mine. It's populated by roughly 10,000 young women in their 20s and early 30s who are essentially living this parent-subsidized extended college lifestyle. It is high density, highly social, and entirely walkable, basically a target-rich environment for anyone stationed there. And this brilliantly illustrates how different zones offer completely distinct tactical advantages. For instance, Georgetown and the waterfront provide amazing access to old money networking and wealthy university students. It's a completely different flavor than Arlington, but equally lethal for an advanced social artist looking to build high net worth connections. Conversely, if your primary theater of operations is nightlife, the 14th and U Street corridor offers unmatched logistics. You literally step out of your apartment lobby and you're instantly in the mix with the prime late-night crowd. No Ubers, no waiting around, just immediate immersion.
We'll wrap up our DC intel with two more distinct operational bases. Downtown Bethesda offers an upscale, posh Maryland environment for those of you targeting a slightly older, more established, high-net-worth demographic. It's very refined and extremely lucrative socially. And finally, Chinatown and Gallery Place. Now, this is a purely volume-based strategic location. You are right within walking distance to the National Mall, meaning you have access to a massive, constantly refreshing flow of literally millions of female tourists moving through the city annually. Just a relentless stream of new social opportunities right at your doorstep.
So we've broken down the mindset, the raw psychology of the honest signal, and the boots-on-the-ground tactical reality of selecting your base. Now it's time to audit your own life. Seriously, ask yourself, are your current logistics holding you hostage in the intermediate zone? Is your zip code the invisible ceiling preventing you from becoming an advanced social artist? If you're still driving 45 minutes just to get a taste of the action, it is time to let the old you die, pack your bags, and execute a zip code maxing strategy. The board is set, guys. What's your next move?